Welcome back to Pole Barn Garage West. Today we have a 1980 Jeep J20 pickup truck to work on. I picked up this gem for $2,500 plus delivery from Isaac and AJ. Thank you guys. I saw it pop up on Marketplace and I was like, well, isn't that a coincidence? I kind of wanted a cheap Jeep for myself, and I've always been fond of the Jeep truck. Not necessarily the 3/4 ton, but I guess that's kind of a good thing, actually. I've been stocking up parts in here over the last couple of days while we've been on vacation. We've got a 4-speed, we have a seat, and that's all you needed in your truck in 1980. There you go, that's all the luxuries of life. You just reach right in here to get the hood open. Piece of cake, somewhere in here. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that convenient? This is supposed to have a inside cab release, I think. So I do know that this thing does run, but it doesn't run very good. It's got a really crappy Amazon carburetor on it, and the radiator is full of holes. That being the case, I believe that's where we should probably start, is with a radiator. And I picked up an old Motorcraft carburetor that we can try it, or we can rebuild it, or whatever we got to do. Also, the brakes leave quite a bit to be desired. They definitely work. Kind of feels like this master cylinder wasn't bench bled properly, or it is a Chinese master cylinder. It could just be bad altogether. Yes, this is the Chinesia Motorcraft knockoff. You know, they're super hit or miss. Sometimes you get a good one and it runs great, and sometimes they don't run hardly at all. This one runs, but it will not idle. It dies every time you let off the gas. My friend Sheridan's dad had this one laying around. It is a 1975 model Motorcraft. I think we just clean that up and throw it on there, and I mean, it really can't be any worse than this thing. I've got my professional workbench set up here on my car trailer. We haven't quite, like, you know, got a shop or a building, but that doesn't mean anything. You don't need a building to work in. All you need is just a little bit of willingness, and you can get anything done. Oh, this thing's clean as can be inside. It doesn't even smell like gas. Oh, I bet this runs. Look at that. Score. Gasket come out, one piece. I'll give it a quick rinse out. Now I'm just going to throw it back together. New fuel filter in it, just for kicks. See what this one looks like. Yeah, no way. Nothing wrong with that at all. A little bit of corrosion in the Venturis here. I'll blast them. This bolt right here has a sealing washer on it, and that is a common internal vacuum leak problem for a Motorcraft carburetor. You got to have that sealing washer on there. Getting it drained?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I couldn't believe O'Reilly's had a radiator for this, and it was cheap. We'll get that in a minute. The only thing left for us to check on the carburetor side of things is the accelerator pump. I'm going to pop it out, get a gander at it. Needle and seat looked great. Everything looks very clean and functional, but an accelerator pump would dry out from sitting, so this will tell us. It looks fine. That looks like brand new. Look at that. Still flexible. Run it?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the radiator to come.
That thing does look pretty rough, doesn't it? $180 got us a brand new one. Aluminum, too. From O'Reilly. Fortunately, this thing is just a Jeep Wagoneer with a truck bed, so things are kind of common for it. And then it did come with a bunch of new parts. Right there, 2 new belts, which it needs pretty badly, and 2 new radiator hoses, which is kick-ass, because those hoses did not look very good. May as well change them.
Yeah. There's steering belt, and there's your alternator belt. Let's put the new ones on.
New belt on there?
Yeah, new alternator belt. Done.
Cool. Does that carb gasket look okay? Oh, what is
It doesn't have one. It has a weird thing on it.
Oh, I don't think there's a gasket on the bottom of this. I mean, the spacer thing, I get why that's on here. I don't know if it's factory or what.
broke? Oh.
But look, no gasket. There's no way that was sealing. It's got to have a gasket, don't you think?
I guess so.
Something to seal to the intake. There's no gasket there, that's just steel. I bet that spacer was Amazon crap. Because this is the gasket that the carb kit came with. And that should seal just fine. Of course, now those studs are going to be too... Need a heater hose too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just about worn
It was
through.
rubbing.
Well, we got some. We'll change that. And I got some carb studs that I think will work. Use shorter studs like this. Now, we can just run this normal gasket. What do you think?
Yeah.
I've been on hose patrol here. I've had a few vacuum leaks. JD's changing out that heater hose, and man, that fitting does not look good. Double clamp that baby for sure.
Yeah, I will.
Well, I think the fuel system's dealt with. I'll work on these radiator hoses. You work on those. It's gonna look a lot nicer in here, actually.
Yeah, it will.
The coolant's actually really nice looking. Green. Let me get this lower hose off. It looks pretty rough. That thing's pretty bad. That wasn't gonna make it. Oh, by the way, this is a 360 AMC. I don't think I ever mentioned that. That's not perfect, but it's better than blowing one up, I guess.
Yep.
That's a pretty doggone nice radiator for 180 bucks.
Yeah.
I was shocked that came from O'Reilly. I'm gonna go ahead and put our super coolant in. That'll protect it from rust. Then we're just gonna run water in it. Genuine pond water here. Might as well be. It came out of our water tank. Anything leaking out?
Nope.
Well, let's see if it runs any better. I know we didn't show anybody how it actually ran.
No, we should have.
We should have, but it didn't run good. Let's see what happens though.
I think we're good.
Idle it up a little.
Yep.
Could be timing. Maybe that's part of the problem. Try just richening it up a whole lot. Sometimes these motorcrafts like that, and I don't really know why. I'm not expecting it to be perfect. It just needs to run. Well, it's better. I've gotten idled up all the way again. Definitely needs valve cover gaskets. I'm going to play with the timing a little bit, just by ear, since I don't have a light. It dieseled a little when I shut it off because the throttle blades are cracked so far open to run. So if we can get the timing set right, we should be able to normalize those blades. I think the distributor's in a couple teeth off.
Yeah.
I can't get any more advance out of it. It wants it. That's all I got. But no diesel, so I guess it's all right for now anyway. If I had to guess, I'd say the distributor is probably a tooth off. I just can't quite get what I want out of it. I think it's good enough. I really don't feel like pulling the distributor. We're taking it around the block, see if it runs okay. We're not taking it on a huge road trip. We just need it to survive out in the desert. Well, needs another return spring. This throttle is super touchy. Ooh, brakes aren't great. Brakes are not good. It's running okay though.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. Pretty normal. Yeah. I mean, it ain't gonna be no powerhouse anyway. Let's just see if it dies. Like, no. So that's where it would have died before. Oh yeah, dude. This thing's good now. Temperature wise, shit, it ain't even in the middle. Well, no diesel. Starts right back up. I'm calling that good enough for what it's doing. The next thing we got to do to the Jeep truck here is change the master cylinder, I think. I'm assuming it's bad, that's why the brakes are super soft. I'm gonna start there and then I'll dig deeper in if we have to. This is very obviously a new master cylinder. That doesn't mean anything. It could very well be junk. I noticed something right away. For one, it's full of fluid. If there was a leak in the system somewhere, it would be down fluid. So I'm thinking we're on the right track here. And then the other thing I noticed, there's Teflon tape on the threads of the brake lines. That you don't have to do that. That tells me that whoever did this, probably not very experienced. I bet they never bench bled this master cylinder. So how about we see if there's any air in it. Let me plug the ports on the master cylinder and let's try to bench bleed it on the truck. Well, maybe not. I've got real good pedal with those plugged. Once I plug those, the pedal's rock hard. So there's probably no air in there anyway. Let's jack it up. We got to jack it up anyway to do some cool things I want to do. Pop the wheels off of it and get a gander at what's going on. It could be as simple as we just need to bleed the brakes again. Well, I don't have any concrete to work on. I don't have any jack stands. But I do have a bunch of cinder blocks. So let's see how scary we can make this. Yeah, hell. It's got to go higher than that. Damn Jeep's got some good flex to it. I'm not quite brave enough to pick the whole truck up this way. I think we'll do it half and half. You'll see why in a minute. I bought a lift kit for it. So I got a 3-inch lift we need to put on. The bulk of the work's going to be in the front of the truck. So on one half at a time. At least this way the rear end is on the ground and safer, I think. I don't know. Both calipers are new, the pads are new. The hoses are old. And look there, that one's wet. There's your problem right there. Yeah, I tell you what, the O'Reilly's down here is a lot better than the one at home. They had these freaking brake hoses in stock. Hopefully they're not too short for the lift kit, but yeah, we can engineer something if we have to. Playing brake line roulette in the desert, it's usually a better proposition. You stand a lot better chance, especially when you don't have a line wrench handy. Still a little stuck though. Found a line wrench. Will that help us? Yes. Haha. Hell yeah. Better than mangling it with vice grips. We got lots of fluid going to that. That's a good sign. There's 3 ways that a brake hose could fail. 1, it could just blow up and then you die. 2, the way we usually see them in Missouri is they get full of crap and they collapse inside or get plugged and it holds the brake on or won't let fluid go to it. But there is a 3rd way. What can happen is they get soft and then they expand, and as you hit the brakes, that pressure is expanding this hose rather than expanding the caliper. And I bet you that's probably what's going on here, if I had to guess. I don't really understand why someone went through all the trouble of replacing all this stuff, but not the hoses. Oh yeah, that's trash. Oh man, this side's in the sun. Damn it. Had a nice shade over here. JD's working on next week's video. Sneak peek. Front brake hoses are done. Rear brake hose actually looks pretty good. Very flexible. I don't know. I'm willing to try that first. That's because I think this is a Dana 60 or 70. And I gotta pull the axles to take the drums off to do wheel cylinders. So, well, I'm really not feeling too enthused about doing that, so we'll just wait and see what happens. Rear wheel cylinders have definitely been changed already. The bleeder's a 10mm. Alright, pump them.
Holding.
The brake bleeder came free, no problem. Alright, again. Well, this brake's working. Lots of air. Alright, again. Alright, pump them. Woo! Geyser.
Yeah, better brakes.
Better?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, let's get a lift kit under this thing. We gotta pull the leaf springs, obviously. It's a suspension lift. I'm gonna pull the steering stabilizer and replace that while I'm here. I'm gonna hope I don't have to disconnect the sway bar links because they're gonna break for sure. And I got a set of shocks for it too. I'm gonna disconnect the shocks first. That's gonna relax the suspension a bit. I do love desert cars, man. There we go. Yeah, that thing's pretty smoked. That'll make it drive a lot better with a new one of those. And I'm going to try to do this one side at a time. Not sure if that's the way to do it or not, but we'll find out. I've never actually installed a lift kit, if you can believe it. Usually I remove them. Not that I don't trust these cinder blocks, but I would really like to get this bolt out without being under the truck. Handy trick. Just put a wrench on it on the back side of the bolt and pull. Usually works. I do have to disconnect the sway bar links, so I'm going to try not to break them. There. That should be everything. I got the jack under the tube to support it. I'm going to try to just unbolt the U-bolts. Hopefully I don't have to cut them, just in case I end up beating them. And put that on the list of things that don't happen in Missouri. Those are still perfectly good U-bolts. Not the slightest bit of rust. There it is. And here's our new 3-inch lift spring, which has much thicker leaves than the original, but less of them. I guess that make truck taller. You gotta put your bushings in these yourself. Hammer them in, and put the sleeve in. Glad I saved these bolts because it didn't come with new ones. I thought it would have for sure. See this shackle here?
Yeah.
It doesn't fit. We need to spread it out. Almost. Try that. Oh, there it goes.
Nice.
Yeah, she'll go now. I gotta make sure I put it on right though. I just realized I should have read the instructions. The big end of the spring on the stock spring goes on the back, but not with these. They flip them around. I was like, why is it like 3 inches off? That would be why. Alright, let me redo all this and flip that spring around. Yeah, there we go. Now the center pin will probably be in the right spot. I don't know why they felt the need to do that, but they did. I'm not a huge fan of how the steering stabilizer plate goes on. It goes on the center pin, but it's got a decent amount of slop to it. But I suppose as long as that's centered, then the U-bolt goes through it, then the axle will stay centered-ish. Ish being the key word. It's going to be a lot taller, but we got plenty of brake hose flex. You can tell how much lower this side is than that one. That's going to be pretty cool, actually. The U-bolts they provided, they are definitely not correct for this. They're about 1 inch too wide. So, thankfully, the original U-bolts should work just fine for this. Oh yeah, there's plenty of bolt. We'll just reuse the old ones. They're probably better than this rough country crap anyway. Ah yes, some of the finest Chinesium shock absorbers money can buy right there. I gotta bolt them down. New steering stabilizer, also premium Chinesium. I'll give them credit where credit's due. The steering stabilizer feels pretty beefy compared to the original one. One side down, minus the sway bar link. I'm gonna leave that disconnected until we get this side done. That's a good comparison. You can see how much taller it's going to be. I'm getting the other side put back together, and I just realized that I'm stupid. The U-bolts on this side are wider, so it did come with the correct U-bolts. I'm not taking it back apart. There's nothing wrong with them, but I will put the new U-bolts in this side. Kind of cheaped out on the rear. Not doing anything crazy. Just lift blocks. So we'll throw a couple of lift blocks in. That'll lift it 3 inches, I guess. And new shocks for the rear, too, because why not? It's a good thing I brought my DeWalt Impact, at least. Those Harbor Freight tools are not gonna do that. Woo! I bet that's kind of hot. Woo! Giant fire starts in desert. Cause local nut. We lower the rear end. Oh yeah, plenty of room. Stick our block in here. Then we hope these U-bolts are good. Hopefully they're the right ones. They look like it. Looks like I'm gonna have to hog out these plates on the rear a little bit. I knew there wasn't a chance my Harbor Freight drill was gonna drill through that. So I went up, got a Milwaukee step bit and a DeWalt drill. It's a pretty good combo. I was due for a new one at home anyway, so what the hell? Happy birthday to me. Step bit seemed like the most cost-effective way to do this. So I just drill about like halfway to wherever I'm shooting for. Probably 5/8. Flip it over and drill the other side to 5/8. There we go. Just do that 3 more times on this side. The Milwaukee step bits. These things are hosses, man. Bit of a tight fit back here. Get one more super premium Chinesium shock installed here. These shocks might be just a touch too long for the rear. I should probably think about getting some bellows for those, huh? Or do I care about my rough country Chinese shocks? Not really. Alright, good enough. Alright. Let me beat some sense into this side. Then, boy, we're going to have to figure out how the hell we're going to put these giant meats on here. I might have to dig a hole to put the tires on. Let's see if we can get it high enough to put the damn wheels on it. Look at these monsters. Chinesium specials. Well, maybe not. Could be Philippines. Who knows? Those are going to be pretty cool.
That's going to be really cool.
They're heavy. I think they're going to fit.
That's going to clear.
Oh my god.
That didn't move.
I've made something very cool. Well, it's kind of dark, but we'll show you in the morning. But look, lifted Jeep truck. This thing is badass. It's a lot taller. That's probably a true 3 inches. And it's level.
Yes.
See that? That's what I want. Now how bad is this gonna ride? Oh, terrible. There it is in the daylight. There's only one more thing I'd really like to do to it, unless I'm forgetting something, which I might be. I want to change the valve cover gaskets on it, because they leak real bad. You know, this was a lot shorter before.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to get to. I don't know about yours. Mine aren't even tight.
Yeah, mine aren't either.
I don't even need the ratchet to pull them out.
All came off in one piece.
Peeled right off. I was just going to throw gaskets on them, but these things are so gross. Maybe we should clean them up a little. Might still be paint under there. Clean it up for this thing. At least they're not covered in grime. We'll throw some new gaskets on those. Get them bolted back on. There's a place I'd like to go about 30 miles from here. So we could do some off-roading, take the Jeep truck out there and see if it does a good 60 mile round trip drive and survives off-roading. Gas ought to get us to the station anyway. Pretty sure the side of the truck will fall off if we go off-road it like that. But we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna remove this self-tapper. I'm going to install this random piece of metal I found here as such. And I'm going to self-tapper it into place. Do you see the method?
Yes.
Yes. Watch carefully now. Behold, wow. It didn't do anything. There.
That's better.
Yeah, it's fixed. All right, let's go off-roading. All right, it is 34 miles to Red Sands Off-Road Park. Never been, kind of interested, curious to see what it's like. This seems like a good vehicle to bring. This is gonna shock you, but it kind of drives like crap now. It's like I lifted the whole thing, and now everything's out of whack and it drives terrible. It doesn't run the best, but it's doable. It doesn't ride the best, but it's doable. Yeah, we're coming in for the truck meet. The big truck guy, you know, big truck dude things. You know what I mean? With their big trucks and their trucks. Mm-hmm. And our truck. We've got a truck. And we had to go to O'Reilly to pick up some stuff. Made it here okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if it'll make it to a gas station. We're on the highway. It's actually not bad. Kind of got used to it. I think the tire shop put way too much air in the tires. That might be some of the squirreliness.
Yeah.
But, hell, this is pretty good, really. Well, we've gone maybe 10 miles. It's getting hot. It's idling. It's doing all the things that it didn't do before. Made it to the gas station, topped her off, onto Red Sands, huh? Starts easy. That's good because we'll probably be doing a lot of killing it. It's hot in here.
Yeah, it is.
I think we should have capped the heater core instead of fixing it. But still doing good. It's way under geared. I didn't realize this thing had 354s in it. I thought being a 3/4 ton, it would probably have 411s, but no, it's got 354s in it. So I didn't know that until after I had bought a 33-inch tall tire. I mean, it's doing it, just it ain't no speed demon, that's for sure. Right, hey, it made it. 34 miles. Didn't do anything weird at all. Now, what we did do is manage to get the whole thing really heat soaked, you know? So it's good and hot now, so it's really gonna love doing this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna really like it. We should probably air the tires down a little bit. Oh yeah, we gotta air the tires down?
Yeah.
Some ground rules, okay? We can't get the truck stuck. There's nobody around for, well, 30 miles or so. Jess is back at the house, but we don't have, well, other than Plan B Jeep, we don't have anything that could get this thing out. We gotta be super careful. How much was in that?
50.
50? We'll take it down to like 25. As long as we get like 35 back in them. Is that as far as that thing goes?
Oh, it only goes to 50. So it's...
Oh, God. Yeah, I think the guy put like 70 pounds of air in them. Put 40 pounds in them. I know that's a little much, but the only thing I have to air them up is that. And I know it will do it, but I don't know if it would inflate it from like 15 to 44 times. Hey, JD.
Yeah.
You know what else this would be a great time to do?
What?
Maybe we should see if the 4x4 works.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't know.
I'm so glad we're figuring that out now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out now instead of later. Or earlier. Let's see, it's better than later.
Mm-hmm.
That moves suspiciously easy. Well, I guess we'll see if that's 4.
No. No. There we go.
That's 4?
That's 4.
I do hear an axle clicking over there. Hey, this rides a lot better now. I'm still not super brave yet.
No. Is that first gear?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe you just nail it when you get up there.
All right. I'm leaving you. So where are the Graboids at?
I don't know.
I mean, what do we got to do? Just get to stop, and get them to come out of the ground. I bought a Jeep truck. I intended to fight Graboids. I figured we were in the right place for them.
Yeah, it looks like they've been through here.
I know. Well, there's bound to be some Graboids somewhere. take a minute here, just once over the thing. And, I mean, looks fine. Nothing spewing, nothing doing weird things. It's getting a little bit warm, but not hot. You know, just normal for driving off-road like this. I'm pretty happy with that carburetor, though.
Yeah, no.
It's handling it really well.
With the bumps and everything?
Bumps and heat and, yeah. Can't argue with that. Time, Jeep. Whoa, that's a cliff.
It is?
Yes.
Oh.
I am really glad I shut that off. That is power wire shorted. Well, looks like we got some work to do.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what happened. It's choke wire. Not worried about that. I don't think any of that's very critical. This big yellow dude is, though.
Is it messed up?
A little bit. We're kind of short on supplies, aren't we? Well, I don't know what that is. It wasn't hooked to anything. So, we're just going to assume we don't need it. What's this? That's oil pressure sender. Let me know if the smoke comes out.
Okay. Nothing? We're good there.
I'm going to try to start it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was just that one thing you pulled out.
All right, with that being the case, let's try to wrap up what we got there. We have no tape. Somebody forgot to pack it.
Yeah, well...
No, you didn't think this would happen, huh?
No, I
What channel do you think this is? Thankfully, I always come prepared. Ah, there we go. That's basically electrical tape right there.
Mm-hmm. A flammable rag.
An insulating rag, JD. See, this piece of wire I had isn't good. It's not good. Coat hanger. Coat hanger is key. I don't know how things could have got jostled around and rubbed and arced. Whew.
Hot.
Yeah, very. This dude, that's our problem child here. Oh yeah, he melted all the way back. Here we go.
Yep.
Fixed.
You know, I'm glad. You can thank me for grabbing those gloves.
Yeah, I'm glad you grabbed that instead of tape.
Well, I was thinking maybe something would be hot.
You were right. I think it's all right. Let's go see what I was about to drive into. Okay, it looked worse in the truck when it was like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have made that. But I think it was trying to tell me something. Let's take it a little easier on it. Will you hurry up with that drone? There are flies everywhere. I think we've managed to wind up in God's litter box out here.
It's bad.
It is. It's disgusting here. This is a more casual speed. I like this better. Are we going the right way?
I don't know.
Where are we? Well, you know, we've just been driving around in circles out here trying to find our way back. It's great. Oh, okay.
Right there. Then you go somewhere there.
Huh? Over here?
Yeah, through that way. And then...
I'm glad we have a drone to find our way out of here. The sand is smoother than this. Ah! God! Cool. Alright, now we have to see if the hubs will unlock. and see if it'll come out of 4x4 so we could drive 35 miles home.
Cool.
That clicking noise was definitely a hub, but I don't think it was anything too crazy. As long as it shifts out of 4x4, we'll be all right. Yep.
Cool.
I think that's either neutral or too high. Too high. Works just like it should.
Cool.
Back on the open road.
It's endless.
Yes. I wish we had something fast. You know, with 40 pounds of air in the tires, this thing rides like a Cadillac now. I don't know what that guy was thinking. 75 pounds of air in every tire. Crazy. It actually rides really nice now. That's pretty good, considering the beating we just provided this. I mean, we didn't really beat on it. I babied it for sure, but still, I don't think most people are like, let me drive my 50-year-old Jeep out to this off-road park, off-road it, and then drive it back 70 miles or whatever round trip. And we're going to go grab some lunch in it too. I really highly recommend. I have to tell you this because I got a free cheeseburger the other day, but really it's good. Y'all's Steakhouse in Alamogordo, New Mexico is freaking awesome, but they're not open for lunch today, so we're gonna go somewhere else. But Y'all's Steakhouse, real good. You got a little leaky stuff going on, but I think it's the power steering. Look at all the power steering hoses.
Yeah. Oh wow.
They're super wet. I think the high pressure hose is leaking. Yeah, that's power steering.
Well,
that's fine.
Yeah, and I bet it's smoking back there.
It's either
right there,
China wall or the back of the intake. Oh yeah. What is in that? You know what?
None of our, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, put that right back. That was surprisingly decent jellies, but it wasn't Y'all's Steakhouse. Make sure you go there. Good Jeep. Bad Jeep. Good Jeep. Well,
made it back.
Sure did. No problems. I mean, other than the problems. It's actually running better than ever. I don't think I'm done yet, though. I really wish we had a bumper. And there's a bunch of leftover drill pipe at the end of the property over there. Maybe we could make something and steal Sheridan's welder, and I don't know. I bet we can come up with something. It's just scraps, but it's free. Let's grab the longest pieces and then maybe a few stubby ones. They're all kind of fish mouth already, actually, so that you can weld them on top of each other like this. Looks like a DIY bumper kit to me. Let's see what we can do. Sheridan ought to have a welder around here somewhere. And probably some scrap metal I could help myself to. I think just a simple tube right across the front would probably work real well. I am not a fabricator. I'm not even a very good welder. And I'm definitely not any good with a stick welder. But we're going to try to do something over here. Step one, I got to straighten the frame, you know. We take this piece of square tube. It fits in there real well. Either weld or bolted to the truck, either way. Preferably bolt, but we may have to weld it. Then we'll cut this off like here, and then we could set our drill pipe on top of it, weld it, both spots, weld it together, you know, brace as needed. Sheridan and his whole family are out at a baseball game in Texas for a few days. We'll just help ourselves. Everything. What are friends for? We got caught up chatting with the neighbor. We were running a little short on daylight, but here's our premise. You know, something like this. Maybe. Let me weld this pipe together, since it's kind of made out of just pieces, and then we'll weld it to the truck. I haven't stick welded since I was in high school, and I could barely weld at all. So don't make fun of me too bad. God bless. Whew. Oh yeah, only the finest. It'll probably hold though. That part's threaded in. This will be the tough part. Yep. Might be able to make that work. Yeah, I'm kind of a pro. We gotta get our brackets attached here. Now this is gonna be kind of important because we need them to be more or less the same angle. I made one very nondescript mark on them. I'm just gonna say that's fine. Sure hope this is in the right spot because it ain't coming back off. You know, if we're gonna do this, we might as well make it weigh like 5,000 pounds. That way when it falls off, I mean, it really falls off, you know?
There it is.
Yeah, cool. Oh yeah. Go ahead and anneal those welds for me. I mean, that's redneck farmer bumper if I've ever seen one. It's kind of cool in its own way, though.
I like it.
I think if we gusset it up later on, you know, it'll actually be pretty strong. We could use it to push cars around. Mount a winch on it, you know. Maybe attach it with more than 4 grade 5 bolts. Hang on that thing. Test it.
Oh, yeah.
Just, can you hang on it? Cool. It'll hold what, 100 pounds?
120 pounds.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, it's, you know, my ankles are really good. Really, really good. We'll show you guys in the daytime what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah. Rock solid, like I said. Well, that's about as ugly in the morning as it was last night. Well, the important thing is, it's stout, I guess. And it looks slightly better than before. I mean, it's pretty redneck. Kind of matches. I think I'll come in here with a cutoff wheel and trim those off. That would probably make it look a lot better. That's, wow, I'm not proud of this. But that's what it's all about. Sometimes it's okay to not be proud of something. You know, it's fine. It has a bumper. It didn't have one before, and that makes it good. Truck didn't run very good before. Still doesn't run that great, but it's drivable. Lift kit. It lifted it. And the tires, they're bigger. So we've really accomplished a lot. I gotta say, I really, really, really like this thing. It is totally a keeper. Once we get Jess's CJ down here, this and that CJ make a great pair for just screwing around out off-road here. I could totally drive that truck home, but I think it's more useful here. And then JD and I are gonna get to work on that Javelin, which you will see next week. Please go to polebarnmerch.com, get you a hat, get you a shirt. It's probably your best way to support the channel besides the Low Buck Club, which you could join for 99 cents a month and get early access to videos. Honestly, without the Low Buck Club, I don't think I could be doing this full time. So, thanks to you guys, especially. But hey, thank you for watching. We will see you guys next time on Pole Barn Garage when we're doing this Javelin. JD really wanted it. See ya.